I think Will Putnam is a guy who likes to work. He's dedicated. He's all in. So I think, he will practice at it. He'll be great at center. For Mitchell, he's been progressing since he's gotten here. He's working. He's asking me questions. He's been grinding this offseason. So, it's going to take some time, but I got full confidence in both of those guys stepping into new roles,
What's it going to take for Ryan Linthicum to put his name there in the mix?
Right, yeah. I think Ryan will be a great player. Just continuing to learn. The playbook's not an easy thing to, pick up. But I think, he's calling me, asking me questions, so he wants to learn it, So I think just continue. This spring will be big for him, just getting everything down. So I think if he takes his time, he'll keep grinding, keep learning. I think he'll be right up there in the mix soon, too.
I think Gabo said you're also getting a little snapping work. What's your breakdown right now?
I just want to be available. If anything was to ever happen, they had to call on me, and just, for future, just in case the NFL needs me to snap, So I want to be ready, whatever comes.
So. You'll do it kind of sparingly.
Yeah, just, whenever the QBs are throwing, maybe then I'll go snap with them, or just getting with Will, some of the other guys like Hunter Rayburn, who's snapped before, and just asking them questions, just trying to get better at it.
What have you seen out of the two freshmen, Colin Sadler, Blake Miller?
Yeah, I know today has been their first day on the field, and I was impressed. They're both physical, strong guys in the weight room, and they love to work. So I've been around Colin previously, being that he's from Greenville, so. I'm excited to have both of those guys. I think they will be able to help us probably this year, I would say. So, very glad to have both those guys.
You guys have been Clemson unique in that one of maybe the few schools that has not really dabbled in the transfer portal at all. And Dabo said today, look, we're thin at center now.
Right.
We're going to have to probably go after somebody in the portal. Yeah. How do you guys as an O-line take that? Are you like, more recruits coming in? Or are you like, hey, come on, we can handle this ourselves?
Yeah, I think obviously Coach Sweeney has proven that he knows what he's doing, so I have full confidence in whatever he's going to do. I know that I just want to win, so just getting the best five on the field, whether that be somebody else or somebody from our group, I'm all for it. I just want to win. I think I know he does too, so I think he'll, have the best five on the field and have us ready to go.
It's been one practice, but you've been around DJ for a long time.
Yeah.
He looked different out there today. What have you seen out of him this offseason?
Yeah, ever since the last game, the Cheez-It Ball, he's been grinding. He's lost a little bit of weight, as everybody's seen. But DJ's a guy who cares. I'm excited for him. He's excited to attack this year. And I've just seen nothing but positive things from him. I think he's grown as a leader even more, and just he's continuing to work. So that's exciting to see.
What have you seen from Marcus Tate so far, just making that jump from year one to year two?
Right. I think, he had some rough patches in year one, but he's a guy, that, coming in as a freshman and starting is definitely not an easy job, especially at a place like Clemson. So, we asked him to do a lot last year, but, he's just had a year to mature, to learn everything, so I think we'll see big strides from him this spring, and, I'm excited. He's a big dude, strong, intelligent, so I think he has a very high upside here.
I know when Trevor enrolled early, we'd kind of hear these spring stories of like, oh, you won't believe what we saw Trevor do.
Right.
I know DJ, when he gets here and everybody's like, you wouldn't believe we saw him throw a ball like a mile and a half. Is there anything that you've seen from Cade already that you're like, oh, this guy is pretty good?
I think Cade, just being around him, obviously I didn't, see him that much today on the field. But being around him as a person off the field, he just has a leadership mentality. He's very encouraging. He kind of, walks around not like a typical freshman, kind of like he's been here for a while. So, that's good to see from a quarterback, especially a young guy, just kind of that leadership mentality, and that he wants to lead. He wants to help in every way he can, whatever way that may be.
Jordan, what went into your decision to come back? What was it a hard decision? What are you going to work on?
So I definitely came back. I have aspirations of playing in the next level. And, things weren't where I wanted to be. And I definitely, wasn't happy the way last season went. So I think I came back, just to get better at a couple of things, technique things, just get stronger, clean up my body, but, just to kind of change the narrative of this season, get back to, what Clemson has been, and I'm excited to do it with those guys around me like KJ, XT, all those guys that have came back as well. So I'm super excited.
Did you talk to Jackson Carmen much about how difficult it is, and did that play into your decision at all?
I definitely talked to Jackson. He just told me, just be smart with my decision. It's definitely, a big transition going in there. I think that I wanted another year here at Clemson too, just to be around this group of guys, the coaches, and to continue to grow as a man. So that played in the decision as well.
Seems like your decision would have been made the same no matter what. But in your experience, do you feel like the fact that guys can make a little money off NIL makes that decision a little easier? You don't have to make that sort of immediate business decision because there's maybe some opportunities to make that work at the college level now too? Yeah,
I definitely think NIL, has a big say-so in a lot of guys' decision. I think NIL has been a great thing. So, it necessarily didn't play in my decision, but I know, for a lot of guys around the country, NIL probably would, play big in their decision for sure.
You mentioned wanting to change the narrative coming off the last season. Is that kind of how you feel like the whole team feels?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, all the coaches have been saying there's kind of a different vibe about this team. I think, last year, we obviously appreciate every win, but I think last year we found a different meaning and a true meaning to, really being appreciative of everything. So I think, this team, isn't chancing anything, isn't taking anything for granted. So I think, everybody's been ready to work, kind of had their head down, and I think we're ready to go.
Probably speaks volumes that you're coming off a 10-win season. You're like, I got to change that narrative, man.
I know. It's just, it's 10 wins is a big accomplishment, and I don't take that for granted. But, I think Clemson, in the past has, won national championships, been in those playoff games, and I think that's kind of, where we want to be at the end of every year, to give ourselves a chance to win those big games. And, since we weren't able to do that last year, it kind of was a different feeling, a feeling I didn't like.
Can you elaborate just on the vibe being different? What exactly do you mean?
Yeah, I think everybody is, super locked in. Everybody's focused. Everybody, I got so many people calling me, wanting to watch film, wanting to get in any kind of work they can. Guys just wanting things to be different as far as, really being appreciative. I think that's the biggest thing, just kind of appreciating spring practices, appreciating the weight room, taking advantage of everything.
Along those lines, going to a Cheez-It Bowl, great.
Right.
But it's different than a college football
Absolutely.
playoff. It's different than, winning an ACC championship, playing for an ACC championship. Is there that mindset that, hey, we love what we got last year.
Yeah.
But there's other things out there we would like to get back.
Absolutely. I don't want to. Once again, we won 10 games, which is great.
Sure.
But I think it's been known that the ACC runs through Clemson. So we got to get back there. And I think we get to the ACC championship, win that game. That gives us a chance to get back to the playoffs, ultimately where we want to be, and compete, be able to compete for a natty.
When you look at the offense, was it more sophisticated than just the injuries as to why there was so much ineffectiveness throughout the year? Did you go back and looked at it a little bit?
Yeah.
What did you see besides the injuries?
Right. Definitely can't blame it all on injuries. I think. Well, I know for a fact as an offensive line, we didn't do our part early on, and just playing musical chairs, different things like that, not being on the same page, But I think injuries just had so much to do with it. You never knew who was available for that week. And just not being able to build cohesion and get comfortable with everybody, which is big on offense. So, I would say injuries played just a huge part in everything that went on last year.
And I'm watching XT work out behind you after a practice. We've seen videos of him with private coaches. DJ goes out to Texas. Are you proud that guys are kind of taking it on their own to get better and putting in the extra work?
Yeah, I think that just kind of shows you the mindset of this team. Everybody, wants to be great, wants to be better. 2 high-profile guys, XT, a guy who's definitely going to play in the NFL, still getting work after practice, as if he was a young guy. So I think that just speaks volume. And I think that tells you, where we want to go as a team and where this program, wants to go.
Pardon me for this, but what went into your decision to come back here and give it one more round?
Yeah, just not being, I guess, kind of projected where I wanted to be for the next level. I think, I know for a fact that I had some unfinished business as far as in this team, as far as last year, how last year went, and I think we wanted to build on those 10 wins and win more. And ultimately, Clemson's a place where you can grow as a man, and ultimately, I feel like I wanted to come back and continue to grow as a man. Around people like Coach Sweeney, around coaches like Thomas Austin, Jeff Davis, be around those great people and continue to grow.
What has Thomas Austin been like?
Yeah, he's great. Being that he's played in the NFL, he's been where I want to go. So I think he's brought a new demeanor. It's kind of, I don't want to say laid back, but it's a super comfortable room. I feel like I can go to him for anything if need be, and I'm excited for the kind of vibe he's bringing to the offensive line.
What do you think the battles will be like with that defensive line on the other side? Y'all got a pretty good unit over there.
Yeah, we've got a very good unit, but I'm always excited to go against guys like KJ, Justin Masco, Miles, XT, all those inside guys. So I think it's only going to make us better, going against those guys every single day, especially young guys. Like, it'll be tough for them early on. They'll get beat up, but the only way for us to get better is to learn from those mistakes. So I'm super excited each and every day to come out here and go against those guys. So I think it'll be fun, but it'll definitely be a challenge.
I remember too many penalties on you last year, holding penalties. Did you end up with any?
I don't know if I had any holding penalties. I know I was offsides once or twice maybe, but I try not to get any penalties. I think that'll help the offense a lot if I stay out of the way, so.
Just good at hiding it, right?
Yeah, I try to hide it as best as I can,
Anybody else? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you.